In the 21st century it seems utopian to sleep 8 hours. We all know that we are ruining our sleep, that we are not sleeping the amount of hours we should. So, what would you do if I told you that taking a 20-minute nap is more effective than coffee? For example, the nap is more effective than coffee, to avoid the tiredness we suffer in the afternoon. We live a rhythm of life that leads us to be so exhausted that we fight against our eyelids not to fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon. In this video we will tell you about a study comparing the benefits of caffeine, which most of us abuse, with the effects of taking a nap to see which of the two keeps us more alert and, moreover, which of the two makes us more productive and helps us learn faster. And you will see later which one increases your cognitive performance more. But at the same time, you will learn how to combine these two tools to boost your productivity and boost your energy level, in a world where sleeping 8 hours seems a luxury we can no longer afford. Keep watching the video until the end and you will know how to sleep 8 hours in a crazy world. And please, if you want, after watching the video, leave us a comment telling us your experience, ideas or tips to help us improve the channel. When we tell a coworker or a family member that we want to take a nap, we are treated as unproductive or lazy, but even at NASA naps are part of the astronauts' protocol. For those pilots who took a 26 minutes nap, showed a 54% improvement in the level of alertness, and 34% in the improvement in complex work. This napping protocol not only benefited astronauts, but also pilots, doctors and firefighters. But do all naps generate these benefits? The time of day I choose to nap matters. First of all, we have to understand that in the brain there are neurons that communicate with each other through impulses that generate electrical activity. This electrical activity is measured in a frequency of cycles per second and we call these cycles hertz. These same hertz are the ones we use to measure brain waves, waves that will be crucial to enhance the benefits of the nap. You will see how these waves allow me to understand how my brain is. For example, fast and uncoordinated waves tend to happen when I am excited, anxious, and also, being a less coordinated activity, makes me more prone to make mistakes in a task. Whereas when we are relaxed we have a higher prevalence of slower, more coordinated brain waves. Obviously I mention this because napping can affect these brain waves, but to take advantage of this you need to know the different areas of the brain. Brain waves are divided into 5 different types: gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Each one will predominate in different situations to which we are exposed. Gamma waves, which are the most frequent, generally abound when I feel sad when I am under very high levels of stress. Then we have the beta waves that help when we are very active and accelerated, performing one or more tasks at a time, but they are not the most efficient for the work you want to carry out. The next ones are the alpha waves, and they tend to predominate when our cognitive performance improves because our brain activity is more coordinated, and this also decreases our chance of making mistakes. In general, the tasks we have to perform go better and it is more feasible that we can fall asleep and recover from fatigue, and fortunately today we have hundreds of studies on meditation that support these advantages of functioning. And then we have the theta waves that are even slower than the alpha waves, but they are so slow that in general we see them in someone who is about to fall asleep and is in a limbo, a person who does not know if he really slept or not, and exceptionally, we also see very high performance athletes when they are competing. And finally, we have the delta waves, which are the slowest ones. They are the ones we find during deep sleep. Imagine that enhancing these waves during sleep is a great idea to recover faster, but not to do it during the nap. You will see, because to enhance your nap, your dreams, and your cognitive performance you have to understand what happens in your brain. First of all, when you are sleeping the normal sleep cycle is, simply explained, as follows. It has 3 phases: a lighter sleep phase, a deeper sleep phase, where we tend to rest and recover more, and a dream phase, which is where we tend to dream and have a higher level of brain activity. As I mentioned before, during deep sleep we have more delta waves, and in turn there are ways to help our brain to reach that faster sleep using binaural waves that I can use before going to sleep, while in light sleep phases theta waves predominate, which are a little faster than delta waves. So, after all this information, the question that arises for all of us is, how do I use this information to my advantage to boost my brain and to get a restorative nap that improves my quality of life and my productivity? With these same waves that I mentioned to you, the binaural waves. These waves, through a sound stimulus, help the brain to reach different states. The binaural wave stimulus consists of two frequencies, basically two different sounds in each ear, and this frequency difference between one side and the other is what helps us to reach these different brain states and to promote a specific type of wave. How do we enhance the siesta? With binaural waves. How do we make this nap more productive? If we take a short nap of 20 minutes, because we do not want to go into a deep sleep, since this will generate something called sleep inertia that you surely experienced once. You slept hours of nap too much and you woke up destroyed, you woke up even more tired than before sleeping the nap, that is called sleep inertia, and if you want to avoid this phenomenon in the future, I recommend you to make naps of less than 20 minutes maximum. Otherwise, you should take naps of 90 minutes, where you fulfill a complete sleep cycle. But in the case of short naps, the theta waves, which are those that predominate in light sleep, are the ones that can help us to stay at that level of sleep during the short nap and wake up after about 20 minutes more recovered. In fact, a study showed that binaural waves, which are super easy to use and are free, have a positive impact not only on your sleep quality, both during napping and nighttime sleep, but also on your cognitive performance. Nowadays that sleep quality is so bad in most of us, many times when we can't get the amount of sleep we need, a 20-minute nap in the afternoon can make up for some of your lost sleep, even without going into deep sleep, but improving my productivity. Other studies conducted at the University of Michigan evaluated the impact of afternoon napping on the emotional state of adults, and what was shown was that with napping, many of them better controlled impulsive behaviors and increased frustration tolerance. So, not only does napping make your body and brain work better, but it also makes you more tolerant and improves your mood. And if this is still not enough for you to consider taking a nap during the afternoon, there are studies that showed an increase in hippocampal activity, improving learning and memory simply by making a nap part of your routine. The concept is clear: if I have an exhausting day or week and I realize that I did not manage to finish my tasks, the binaural waves help me to boost a nap so that those 20 minutes are restorative. Sometimes it is preferable to lose 20 minutes of the afternoon to recover, than to continue at half speed with the obligations that we have until the end of the day, being unproductive. So far we have seen all the benefits of napping, but what other effects do binaural waves generate in the brain? How can I use them to my advantage beyond the nap? Before we continue, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel and like it. First, binaural waves generate what is known as brainwave synchronization, which helps to slow down the frequency of the brain's electrical activity. When I want to relax and speed up, when I want to concentrate and stay alert. Secondly, a study showed that delta wave synchronization is associated with a deeper state of sleep and therefore is associated with better physical and mental recovery, leading on the one hand to a state of more happiness, more empathy and improved memory. And on the other hand, to an increased release of growth hormone, which is essential for cell regeneration. So the process of tissue regeneration that my body does, normally when you rest from the anabolic process of creating new tissue, is stimulated by a longer period of deep sleep by these delta waves. Thirdly, we have the synchronization of alpha waves. These waves are related to a state of mental relaxation and increased creativity in older people. This wave synchronization has been used as therapy in memory disorders. And in young people to increase productivity and work better, especially if you have to study or work for long hours. Finally, beta wave synchronization is associated with increased attention, improvement of symptoms such as fatigue or attention deficit, and generates in people a higher level of self-confidence, making them more optimistic and more energetic. On the other hand, it supports better learning related to more athletic, more physical skills. So, for study and for productivity I recommend alpha, but use beta when you are exhausted and have to keep going and to increase your energy levels. Now if binaural waves are not an option for you, they are still super simple to use, they are free and you can even get them on YouTube, because there is another method you can implement to generate the brain effect you are looking for, and that is meditation. Most of the different types of meditation that exist, mantras and almost all its variations, help you to reduce brain activity and lower it from a predominance of beta waves to a predominance of alpha waves, thus generating a tendency to make fewer mistakes, reduce your anxiety levels, reduce your stress levels, and so on. And to close the subject, what about the sleeping position? Obviously, the position in which you sleep is important, whether it's a 20-minute nap or sleeping through the night. Sleeping on your side is the safest way and the one that allows us to breathe properly, but to facilitate the brain's adenosine washout, which is essential to feel rested when we wake up, we have to ensure a good posture of the neck and head. Napping isn't just for the weekend, it's useful for increasing your productivity and staying alert in a healthy way. In addition to improving performance throughout the day, you may not be able to get good quality sleep during a busy, stressful week, but you can compensate with short periods of naps that increase your productivity. Most importantly, they reduce the damage of stress on your body in the long run, improve your mood and mental health. But before we finish the video, what about caffeine? The study that I mentioned at the beginning of the video analyzes comparatively caffeine and napping to see which of the two increased more the performance in several cognitive areas and above all, in the speed of learning. Participants in this study were given a complex task and divided into 3 groups. The first group was given caffeine, the second group was instructed to take a nap, and the third group was given a placebo. Hours later they were re-evaluated and the nap group showed the best results, while the group that had consumed caffeine had worse motor outcomes in those related to movement. Basically, the study shows that taking a nap during the day can be much more effective than resorting to coffee to keep you alert, to keep you more concentrated and even improve your memory. But keep in mind that we can also combine the benefits of caffeine with napping, and have the best of both worlds. And now remember everything you learned in this video in this brief summary. Aside from explaining how we live in an environment that is increasingly chaotic, we sacrifice more and more of our sleep, but we can use this knowledge and technology to make up for much of the damage done. If you didn't get enough sleep, like most of us, use a nap of 20 minutes maximum and put on some theta binaural wave headphones, which you can find for free on YouTube, to boost that nap. If the nap is not for you and you are going to use binaural waves to fall asleep at night, I recommend you to use delta waves that facilitate this deep sleep. And if you like coffee or any substance with caffeine, consume it before taking a nap because caffeine usually takes between 20 and 45 minutes to take effect, so you will wake up from the nap with the effect of caffeine, plus the beneficial effect of that short rest. Therefore, do not hesitate to use this knowledge to enhance your quality of sleep and to increase your productivity. Remember that sleeping poorly, waking up more tired than before, and not getting enough rest has effects on your health and cognitive performance. Better to lose 20 minutes in a nap and recover your energy, than to arrive at the end of the day with errors and fulminating. 20 minutes a day of napping can improve your sleep and your cognitive performance, but above all your health. If you liked the video, share it with your family and friends, subscribe to the channel and like it.